Right now, as Florida starts to recover from Hurricane Ian, money and supplies aren't all that's needed. What you can give for free that could help save a life.
Also, we're a little more than 5 weeks away from Election Day, what a new round of polls is showing about the key races.
And later, a family looks to shed some light on the struggles some veterans and first responders go through after losing one of their own. Welcome to News 3 Now. Seeing the devastation from the storm surge, wind, and rain has many of us asking, what can I do to help? Well, you can always send money, but relief groups in Wisconsin hope you will also send something that won't cost you a dime. Catherine Merck shows us how people in the area are stepping up with supplies they already have.
Courtney Thomas truly believes
that would go above and beyond.
Each drop of her own blood makes a huge difference for someone else.
You save people's lives. You make a difference in people who don't have an opportunity to live.
Today, she's making that difference at Impact Life in Madison. The blood center was asked to supply red blood cells before Ian even hit Florida.
Blood is at a critical need at all levels right now.
As the hurricane now moves from Florida to the Carolinas, donating blood at places like Impact Life is going to be even more important.
Our priority is our hospital needs, and getting donors in the door and being able to collect blood products enough to have blood on the shelf will allow us to help with disasters as well.
Hospitals and blood providers in the South will need support from other parts of the country. More donations right here means more help could be on the way for those who need it elsewhere.
The storm will shut down the local blood centers, so they won't be collecting blood. What they have on hand is what they have, and when that runs out, they need help from elsewhere, and that's where we come in.
And when the need is called upon and we have surplus, we are able to help out.
That means a lot more people are going to need to do the same thing as Courtney to make each drop count toward the bigger need.
It's really nice and easy.
Reporting in Madison, I'm Catherine Merck with News 3 Now.
Impact Life is just one of the organizations that is aiming to increase blood donations for Hurricane Ian victims. The Red Cross and community blood centers are just a couple of those other groups. Information on how and where to donate is available on our website, channel3000.com. And let's check your certified most accurate forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Well, skies are clear here in the backyard and temperatures are pretty comfortable, and it looks like we have a nice weekend shaping up. Let's start out by taking a look at visible cloud track. You can see plenty of sunshine across the state. There are some clouds out to the west of us, but those are starting to weaken a little bit. There have been a couple of sprinkles of rain through parts of central Minnesota, but they're not heading toward Wisconsin. They're just kind of fizzling out because the air is dry here. That allowed us to have a cold night last night, down to 37 in Madison, 34 in the Dells, and 31 in Camp Douglas. Current temperatures, though, are generally in the middle 60s, a little cooler closer to Lake Michigan, still close to 70 in Boscobel. Right now, Madison's at 65 degrees. Those temperatures mainly in the mid-60s across Dane County, including 66 in Verona, 65 in Sun Prairie, and 66 in Wanakee. For this evening, look for mostly clear skies. Temperatures will drop off to about 51 degrees by late evening, with the skies remaining mostly clear. Look for a cool night tonight, but not as cold as last night, and a nice weekend ahead. I'll have more details on that in just a few minutes.
Waukesha County's district attorney is requesting to drop one of the 77 counts against the suspect in the Waukesha parade tragedy. This request comes just days before jury selection is scheduled to begin in the jury trial for Darrell Brooks. The charge is a battery domestic abuse charge. According to a letter from the DA, there is no factual basis for this charge. Brooks's trial starts Monday, October 3rd. A Missouri man is pleading guilty in the deaths of two Wisconsin brothers. Garland Nelson pled guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of Justin and Nicholas Demel of Shawano County. In 2019, Nelson shot and killed the brothers after they came to his farm to collect a debt from a cattle contract. He was given 2 life sentences without parole.
A violent attack caught on camera. A Milwaukee mother says her ex-boyfriend shot her over a dozen times in front of their children. Not only did this mother survive, she's now sharing her story to catch the shooter. That incident happened on July 23rd when Nakia Shumaki was chased down by her boyfriend, Askia Strong, and shot 14 times. Nakia says the two have been dating for 17 years, since they were 15 years old. He was in and out of jail, and their kids, ages 12, 5, and 2, have witnessed him abuse her for the last several years. She broke up with him a few days before the shooting, and after being shot in the head, stomach, arms, and legs at close range, Nakia Shumaki was able to get back up.
my eyes was able to focus, so I just got up like this a little bit, and then I was like, oh, I could stand up. And then I just stood up all the way, and I grabbed my babies, and we went. I think the lady, she was just sitting there watching, so I went to her car, and I opened the door, and I pushed her laundry over, and I was like, can you please just take me?
Strong is still on the run, wanted for attempted homicide. Police believe he is hiding with friends and family in either Wisconsin, Illinois, or Indiana. Shumaki says she's now focused on protecting her children from Strong and helping other women in abusive relationships.
School bus services in Oshkosh were made unavailable yesterday after a string of catalytic converter thefts. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Office says more than 30 school buses were impacted. According to law enforcement, the repeat offense at the same bus depot, coupled with the large number of converters stolen, is unusual.
I believe when some of the businesses get hit and large numbers of catalytic converters are taken at the same time, it's more than likely multiple people that are engaging in the crime.
The sheriff's office says it canvassed the neighborhood and collected evidence, including surveillance video. It is all being analyzed as detectives work to identify suspects. Meanwhile, buses from other school districts not in session were used today. Well, this won't come as a surprise, but it's worth repeating. Be prepared for an incredibly close election this November.
The top ticket races for governor and U.S. Senate, poll after poll shows them very close. And we've seen that this week again with a new series of polls. Political reporter Will Keneally is here to break them all down. Will?
Well, if you're looking for a crystal ball, based on this week's polling, you might be disappointed. Even though the election is a little more than 5 weeks away, CNN polling expert Ariel Edwards-Levy says there's still a lot to be decided.
I think we're in a sort of volatile time right now.
People are still making up their minds with 5 weeks to go.
We're just getting to the point where people are really tuning into elections, and we're going to see in the next couple of weeks sort of shaking out how likely people are to vote, and that's going to give us a better sense.
And the polls reflect that indecision now. A recent Fox News poll shows that the race for governor is at a dead heat, 47-47. The race for U.S. Senate is a little bit further apart in that poll. Ron Johnson is up by 4 points, which is just above the margin of error. CNN's Ariel Edwards-Levy remains a little wary, though, to put too much stock into the polls right now.
Wisconsin has been one of the states where there have been particular issues with polling in past cycles. And so I think that's a reason to always approach this with a little bit of caution.
But she says you can take stock in the fact that the close polls do mean a close election. And that's true for an AARP poll that was released this week as well. Evers and Michaels are statistically tied, and Johnson is ahead of Barnes. That poll also showed older Wisconsinites are motivated to get to the voting booth, and that's important.
Older Americans are very reliable voters, and so because of that, their voice matters a lot in terms of who they're going to end up picking.
But that's not to dismiss younger voters either.
Especially in an election when you see high turnout, youth vote can be important, and motivating young voters to come out can be hugely important.
So usually midterm elections are low turnout, but Edwards-Levy says that things like the Supreme Court decision on abortion and using the election as a referendum on President Biden could make this a higher turnout election than you'd expect.
Will, thank you. The City of Madison working to get your voter registration questions answered ahead of the November election. City of Madison election officials held a voter registration drive. This was at Meadow Ridge Library today to get people signed up and also answer any questions they might have. The voter registration drive comes just before the closed registration period of October 19th, when the city will no longer accept registration by mail or online. After that, you'll still be able to register and vote at your public library beginning 2 weeks before the election. Officials recommend checking the City of Madison clerk page to find out which forms are acceptable to show as proof of residence prior to registration.
We try to make it as easy as we can for people to be able to vote and have that vote counted.
And election officials can also answer questions about proof of residence and registration documents at the public libraries beginning October 25th. In the meantime, election officials encourage voters to visit myvote.wi.gov to find their polling place, check sampled ballots, or request an absentee ballot before that closed period.
Coming up at 6, Coats for Kids gets another step closer to their goal.
Plus, a nonprofit recognizes another nonprofit for its contribution to the Madison community with a generous grant. Stick around, that's next.
Ashley's Fall Scratch-Off event is ending soon. Shop in-store discounts up to 20% off furniture sale prices, plus an extra 55% off on select Beauty Rest mattresses. Or buy a Tempur-Pedic mattress for as little as $1 a day. Hurry into Ashley today.
The radical left hate America and riot in our streets. They indoctrinate our children to hate America, stoking fear and envy with their lies and deceptions. Their radical woke agenda and divisive politics are tearing our country apart. Here's Mandela Barnes.
Because the founder of this nation, awful.
Mandela Barnes is a radical leftist. He supports their woke agenda that's causing you and your family so much pain.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
When cleaning your air ducts, it's important to clean the entire system. An air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer removes pounds of trapped dirt, dust, and allergens from your home completely. The cleaning improves your home's indoor air quality, keeps your home cleaner longer, and can even improve the efficiency of your HVAC system. We want you to have the cleanest and healthiest indoor air possible. So call for a free inspection today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. So join us on air, online, and in your village.
And take time for kids.
The Ashley stores of Madison are hosting the biggest warehouse liquidation sale ever, and both stores are packed with deals. Find massive savings and more. You can save more than 90% off. Everything must go at both Madison area Ashley stores.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Coats for Kids is now more than halfway to its goal of 5,000 coats. This new total now stands at 2,576. So if you have any kids' winter coats no longer being used, you can donate them at any area Clinky Cleaners for free until October 8th. You can also donate snow pants, mittens, and winter hats as well. And don't forget, you can also buy a coat off the campaign's Amazon wish list. Just head to channel3000.com/coatsforkids for that link. And if you have any questions about the campaign, all you have to do is call that number you see there at the bottom of your screen.
The Literacy Network receiving $100,000 Good Neighbor grants from a fellow Madison nonprofit, Ascendium. Now in its 48th year, the Literacy Network provides adult literacy education to learners from low-income backgrounds and their families as well. More than 55,000 adults in Dane County struggle with low literacy, which is shown to be closely linked with poverty. Now, to meet the growing demand for its services, the Literacy Network says it will use Good Neighbor grant funds to expand its student services department.
You help to us to change a life. The students' lives are very important because they come with a dream to here, and then you help to be success this dream.
Good Neighbor grants are funded by Ascendium, which is on a mission to make education and training beyond high school a reality for more people. Still ahead, the DNR gives us the latest wolf population numbers and whether last year's hunting season impacted those numbers.
Also, the Cottage Grove community honors a man who served both his country and community. What they want you to know.
And Gary's got a look at your weekend forecast and also the latest on Hurricane Ian as it makes landfall in South Carolina.
Did you know Tim Michaels said people shouldn't be openly gay in public?
But I think when you bring it out of your house and onto the public street, that's where I differ.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape, Edge, or Explorer and get 0% financing for 66 months.
Change it up and choose Dutch Boy from Menards. Get the best quality Dutch Boy paints at the best prices. Pick out the perfect color. We offer free custom color matching and tinting to create thousands of color options. And with Dutch Boy's easy opening, smooth pouring container, and no prep, no prime formula, transforming your home has never been easier. Save 11% on all Dutch Boy paints now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
nationwide savings. Save 35 to 55% on sofas, dining sets, mattresses, bedroom furniture, and more. Plus, when you spend $17.99 or more, you'll get an extra $88 off your purchase. For 88 years, Steinhoffels has been helping families create the homes of their dreams. So celebrate with us and take advantage of some fantastic deals during Steinhoffels' 88th anniversary sale. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Hypnotize your way to savings.
Breathing techniques to help you save.
Looking to make saving a habit?
Yeah, what's the secret?
No secret. Just open a savings account at BMO and we'll give you a cash reward for every month you save.
A cash reward?
Just for saving?
Mm-hmm. And when you open a checking account, we'll give you a $300 bonus to get your new savings habit started.
Love that.
What's your book?
How to get a $300 bonus and a monthly cash reward for saving with BMO.
He literally wrote the book on saving.
That's me on the cover.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Did you know Tim Michaels wants to criminalize abortion, even for pregnant rape victims?
But are you willing to support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
It's not easy to talk about, but people who knew and loved Nate Walker want to share some messages with you.
Walker was a Cottage Grove firefighter and Marine veteran who died by suicide last weekend. Braden Ross spoke today with someone who served with Nate. And Braden, he truly lived a life of service.
Nate Walker served 2 tours in Afghanistan before becoming a police officer in Sun Prairie and then later a Cottage Grove firefighter. Tonight, flags at the fire department are flying at half staff in Nate's honor. Like many veterans and first responders, Walker suffered from PTSD related to his service. In 2019, the CDC found that an average of 17 veterans per day die by suicide. First responders are more likely to die by suicide than in the line of duty.
His family wants everybody to know that if you are struggling, don't struggle alone. Get the help that you need.
Along with his legacy of service, Walker had a wife and 2 children. You can head to channel3000.com to donate to the Nate Walker Memorial Fund. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, you can call 988 for help.
Braden, thank you. Wildlife officials estimate Wisconsin's wolf population currently stands at about 970 animals. They say that demonstrates the hunting season last February had little impact. Conservationists feared the hunt would devastate the wolf population after hunters killed 218 wolves, but new numbers indicate the season had little effect on the population, which stood at 1,100 before that hunt. A federal judge restored protections for the wolves this past February, preventing another hunt. Well, for the latest on Hurricane Ian and your weekend forecast as well, let's check back in with Gary.
Well, we're looking at a pretty nice weekend overall. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Look for mild weather, high temperatures middle to upper 60s for tomorrow and basically all the way through the middle part of next week. We'll also look for mainly dry weather for about the next week and a half. Outside of a slight chance for a shower Tuesday night into Wednesday, forecast is completely dry. But there will be a change toward colder weather toward the end of next week. By Friday, high temperatures only reach to around 50 degrees. Nighttime low temperatures will be around freezing, and we could see some widespread frost. Badger game tomorrow, kickoff 11 o'clock against Illinois, and should be a great day for football. Temperatures starting out around 60 by kickoff, mid-60s for halftime, and about 67 by the end of the game with mostly sunny skies. Dry weather, comfortable. Just bring a light UW jacket for comfort. Post-tropical storm Ian, it's lost its tropical characteristics because it's come off the ocean and kind of merged with another weather system. Most of the rain is now well north of the center, which is located over the southeastern portion of South Carolina with maximum winds of about 70 miles an hour. The forecast from the National Hurricane Center brings the remnants of Ian up into the western portions of Virginia and southeastern portions of West Virginia, but bringing a fair amount of rain through Saturday, and the possibility exists for some flooding in that area. Looking farther out in the future, the Climate Prediction Center new outlook for the month of October, calling for above normal temperatures for basically from Madison through the western portions of the country. Only the east central portion of the nation expected to see below normal temperatures. And notice the central part of the country where we are, below normal precipitation. That dry trend looks like it'll continue for a while longer. And you can see that's happening right now. We're in between weather systems. Ian to our southeast, a low pressure system and a cold front to our west. High pressure forms in between, and that's right where we are. With Ian kind of slowing down the progression of weather weather systems. It keeps our weather quiet. Upper level winds are from the northwest, so any showers that try to head toward Wisconsin kind of fizzle out in the drier air. Skies are mostly clear here, that large area of high pressure located just out to the east of us. But as we zoom into Wisconsin right now, temperatures very comfortable. Right now we're looking at temperatures mainly in the 60s, a little cooler, closer to Lake Michigan, about 60 degrees there, Superior at 58 degrees. But again, farther out to the west, those temperatures are a couple degrees milder. And as we look at future track, look for mainly clear skies for tonight. A few clouds coming in late tonight, maybe a little patchy fog. We're back to sunny skies for tomorrow. Winds start to become a little more east and northeasterly, and that might drop temperatures by a couple of degrees for Sunday. But notice a couple of showers up in the northwestern portions of the state, just fizzling as they head towards southern Wisconsin. That means we'll see a fair amount of sunshine for Sunday, probably Monday, and even parts of Tuesday as well. Planning your night for tonight, 44 for the low temperature in Monona, 44 in Oregon, 42 with mostly clear skies in Mount Vernon. The rest of southern Wisconsin, about the same. 43 degrees Prairie du Chien, 43 degrees in Platteville for the overnight low temperature, and 41 degrees in Watertown. For tomorrow, look for mostly sunny skies once any lingering early morning fog lifts. High temperature, very pleasant at 68 degrees. 7 to 10 day forecast, 66 on Sunday, 65 Monday, and 66 on Tuesday. Again, about the only chance of rain I have in the forecast, the slight chance for a shower Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then notice the rest of next week. Those temperatures really drop off down to 32 by Friday morning and 34 Saturday morning, so there could be some more widespread frost. But by the end of the weekend and into the start of the following week, temperatures will be back up close to 60.
All right, Gary, thank you. Defy Domestic Abuse. Beloit and the Rock County LGBTQ Plus Committee are partnering to present the musical Rent this weekend at the Janesville Performing Arts Center. All cast members in the production are a part of the LGBTQ Plus community. Rent is about young adults falling in love, finding their voice, and living for today. LGBTQ Plus advocate Stephanie Hormick says the show lends itself well to being performed by an LGBTQ Plus cast.
I knew that we had an amazing LGBTQ plus community, but also an LGBTQ plus community of adults that really enjoyed different elements of theater, whether it's building or sound or lights or acting or singing. I knew we could fit everybody in somewhere.
Show times are 6:30 tonight and tomorrow, and then 1 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow's performance will be an ASL interpreted event. Tickets for the show are available now online at janesvillepac.org or by calling the Janesville Performing Arts Center box office. Tickets are $24, $20 for adult students, and $18 for seniors.
And coming up in sports, the Badger defense looking to do two things against Illinois: respond and finish. Why Paul Chris says he knows they'll do both. Next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hy-Vee hot deals are super hot this Friday through Sunday. 6 packs of Coke, only $2.88 each when you buy 3. Jack's Pizza, only $2.77. And Little Debbie Big Packs, 2 for only $7. Plus a 10-cent fuel saver, only at Hy-Vee.
The house before you, over 30 years old, still has its original window. It's bone shy.
There's no need to be afraid of old windows. Just call Feldco for 50% off.
It's the biggest sale of the season. 50% off Feldco windows, plus no interest until 2024.
50% off windows ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Mass shootings, school shootings, and violent crime are on the rise. And Ron Johnson is making things worse. He abandoned law enforcement, voting against funding for the police, preventing local departments from hiring more officers, but supported flooding our streets with guns and making it easier for violent criminals and domestic abusers to get them. Ron Johnson is failing to keep us safe. Every Town for Gun Safety Victory Fund is responsible for the content of this ad.
No one goes all in on made-from-scratch freshness like Papa Murphy's. Because when you go all in, people notice. Go all in with the Triple Pet Pizza for just $11.99. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Get up and go!
You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title.
again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Get up and go! Hy-Vee hot deals are super hot this Friday through Sunday. Doritos, Ruffles, or Simply, only $1.99 each when you buy 3. Hormel pork back ribs, only $2.98 a pound. And Fresh Express chopped salad kits, only $2.99. Only at Hy-Vee.
A local woman's car stolen while at a dealership for repairs.
They took it off-roading.
But the dealer's insurance refuses to cover the damage.
It's crazy and it's wrong.
Leah Linscheid answers a call for action Sunday on News 3 Now at 10.
Let's face it, Wisconsin's performance at Ohio State wasn't great. And on the defensive side of the ball, that's just not what we're accustomed to seeing from a Jim Leonhard unit. 52 points, 539 yards, and a lot of missed tackles. Not ideal, but they have an opportunity to bounce back. The themes this week in Madison: respond and finish. 2 things the Badgers plan to do against the Illini on Saturday.
That's a huge area of focus for us as a defense, you know, tackling, rallying to the ball, bringing hat in hands, and finishing. You know, we got to finish. That's something that we've talked about since the offseason, is finishing. So I think we got to do a better job of finishing.
I don't have any question or hesitation, and absolutely it'll be a good response.
Another week, another big matchup for the Packers. This week, Bill Belichick and the Patriots are coming to Titletown, and the crazy thing is, these 2 storied franchises don't really have a long history. Obviously, Super Bowl 31, but the last meeting between the 2 was back in 2018. The Pats lead the all-time series, have won 3 of the last 4, and have a head coach that's one of the best in the NFL.
We know that the challenges that exist, I would say, and you better be able to adjust quickly and have some plays that are good versus whatever they want to come out and try to do to you, because he's one of the best at whatever you do well. We know they're going to try to take it away.
The Packer defense might be feasting at Lambeau this weekend. The Patriots have officially ruled out Mac Jones because of an high ankle sprain he suffered last week. Jones did return to practice today, but didn't get cleared for Sunday. So QB1 in New England is Brian Hoyer. Don't forget to tune into tonight's final drive. It's week 7 of the high school football season. Our game of the week is Columbus at Lodi in a battle of unbeatens in the Capital Conference. We'll have highlights from that game and others tonight at 10. Not great news for the Brewers this afternoon. The Phillies beat the Nationals to take a 1-game lead in the final wild card spot. Those 2 will play again tonight. The Brewers face the Marlins later too. So here's what we need: Phillies to lose, Brewers to win. It's that simple.
Okay. We'll just make it happen like that.
Cubs did their part.
Yeah, they did.
So, well, baseball season's winding down. The fall season really looking nice out there. Live view from the WISC-TV Skycam. Clear skies out to the east, and a Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam. Clear skies out to the west. Temperatures right now range from about 60 near Lake Michigan, mid-60s in Madison. Boscoville right now near 70 degrees. Across Dane County, 64 degrees in Deerfield, 63 in Cross Plains, 64 in Sauk City. Look for mostly clear skies this evening. Temperatures dropping to lower 50s by late evening.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great evening, and we will see you back here at 10.